You're brave. You're extremely brave, but under the surface there is a very vulnerable person that is hiding. And I have the impression that the more you're trying to control your vulnerability, the worse it's getting. And the more you have the impression that you're losing the power that you have. So if this is how you feel, this is going to be a reading. There's no song this morning. So my guides were just saying go with what is coming, and this is exactly what I heard. Someone is brave. So let's see what the cards have to say this morning. But yeah, I have the impression that you've been avoiding the hits. And we have the Tower again in the reversed today. And we have the Knight of Swords. Tower in the reverse, you're avoiding some hit. And Knight of Swords. It could be a miscommunication that you have with someone. So there is a message that is not going through. Could be with an air sign. But I have the impression that you're trying to make a point here. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do. You're trying to make a point, but it doesn't work. And this conversation could be related to a marriage, to a contract, to a foundation of something that you need to build with your bare hands. So you're trying to make a point with someone, but it's not working as planned. And I feel that you're trying to be extremely brave in this situation and it's not working. Maybe the approach that you need to have right now is to be vulnerable, to open your heart in order for this person to see what you are trying to say. Tell me more. What is this about? Thank you. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse and we have the Ace of Cups. Interesting energy. I have the impression that maybe someone is trying to leave. Someone is trying to leave. Or maybe the goal is to leave somewhere, but you're opposed to that. You're opposed to moving forward. We have once again the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I don't know where this fear is coming from, because I have the impression that you have some fears about leaving everything behind and moving forward. That's why you would rather feel or stay put where you are. For me, it's like the baggage that I want to carry with me is too heavy. But ultimately, I have the impression that you need to let go of things behind in order to be happy again, fulfilled, having this beautiful new beginning in love, in your marriage, possibly in your relationship. Yeah, it's kind of like you're trying to avoid conflict. You're trying to avoid conflict. And this lack of communication with someone is definitely feeling you stuck when all you want to do is pouring your heart out in this situation. Yeah, we have the Two of Cups, soulmate card. So this is about a relationship. This is about a relationship, but you have doubts about this person with the Emperor in the reversed. You're not quite sure they are the person for you. There is love into this. There is a lot of love. Soulmate card as well. But I'm not quite sure that this person is leveling themselves to an Emperor state, or you feel that they are missing something. That's maybe why you feel stuck. That's why maybe there's miscommunication all the time, because this person is lacking possibly maturity. of Wands. That is right there. So I feel that you're extremely charismatic, but your king is not. Your king is not into their power. You're someone who's shining from in to out. You're someone who is charismatic, who doesn't have us to say a lot. You're just being. But this person is not, and this person can be a little bit cocky. And you're still trying to see what's coming in the future together, because you're really not sure about this person and what they can offer. It's a very unsettling energy, I have to say. You're really into your alignment, your power. You could be a fire sign, but they're not. They're missing something. And I feel that maybe they are on the lookout. Maybe it's them being on the lookout for something more with the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Tell me more about this King of Wands. I'm curious. Tell me more about the intention of the King of Wands. I feel that they can be a little bit manipulative as well. Thank you. They're guarded. They're guarded, but they still want to offer something to you. So we have the Nine of Wands and the Page of Cups. They're guarded, but they're not coming from necessarily a place of like bad intention. They're just extremely guarded. So if it's just guarded, I feel that ultimately they're going to open up to you. They're finally seeing things through with the Moon. So they're really being shined a light on the path that they want to take with you. So I like that. But there's something about this Emperor in the reverse that I'm just like, oh, I wish they were like an emperor for you. Then you would have the safety of having someone who's very stable and mature. But I mean, they're getting there. They're getting there. They're just guarded. I hope that with time they can warm up to you. I hope that with time they can really invest into this, because you're into your power, beauty. You're really into your power. But you're gonna have to work on this miscommunication, because this is not small. This is not small. So I have the impression that the miscommunication will continue to happen if you are not working on that, if there's still things hiding in the background. But I feel that as of now, you are getting out of this darkness, of this we don't know where we are going. Yeah, they're gonna invest. They're gonna invest, but they're still into this position where they need to grow, they need to mature. And this is something that they can possibly do with you if they finally let the guard down, and pour their heart into this. This is someone who can also be or struggle with their emotions, right? Sometimes they feel like waves are hitting them, and this could be a little bit of a temperamental person with this King of Wands. So just be mindful of that. You're not there to control their emotion. They should have enough emotional maturity to be able to manage their emotion to a certain limit. I'm not saying that they cannot grow out of this, but I feel that this is someone who's very impulsive and very responding. So this is someone who's very like tack to tack, right? So just pay attention to that. And yeah, I hope this helped. I'll see you tomorrow.